Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 123. Thank you so much for inviting me over. If you are new to this channel, my name is Krista. This is my secret yarnery, and this channel is all about crochet and crochet-related goodness. So if that is of interest to you, consider hitting that subscribe button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my works in progress, finished objects, and of course, stack in the back. Now, before we get started, I want to give a big congratulations to the winner from last week's podcast, episode 122. Congratulations to Midwest Craft Chat. Send me an email, krista@secretyarnery.com, and I will email you my latest pattern. Now, let's start with finished objects. I am so excited to share this with you. I have been loving on it. I'm so happy. It was such an adventure of getting to the finished result. So I took some pictures along the way because I get a lot of questions being like, well, how did he decide on that? And how did you do that? Trial and error. I try. I'm like, what about this? What if I change that? What if I do it this way? I do it that way. I do it into the front. I do it into the back. I do it into the space. I do it into the stitch. And then eventually I'm like, no. I'm going to do it this way. And then it's like the most perfect thing, but it's not that I don't try a million things before I get to the perfect thing. Now, I know you're ready for it. You've seen the center part before. Oh, it looks so much better back here on the sofa. I think I'm too close to the window when I film on that side. Look at this. Aren't those the colors? Like, oh my gosh, I love it. And are you ready to see the border? That's my finished object. Even my ends. I sewed in my ends. I'm so excited. Okay, look. Isn't that the cutest? Adorable, right? So I did it step by step. The sunflowers are the star. I didn't want to take anything away from that, but I wanted to also include white, and I wanted to include the cream and the turquoise. So take a look at that. Or let me show you in the middle. No, I want to show you a corner. Hold on. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Now, they're supposed to be picots, but I'm not a picot girl. I am, but I like more of a soft, cornery, join, bendy thing. So I just did a chain 3 and left it. Isn't that so great? And this adds a good 8 inches. 8? Let me see. I should really measure that. If I only had a measuring tape, right? It adds at least a good, probably 7 inches onto the size of the blanket. So 7 inches taller, 7 inches wider. And it's fancy, but it's not fancy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's cute, but it doesn't take away from the blanket. It's not like, oh, let's stare at that border. It's like, oh, look at that nice blanket. Like, it belongs, right? Let me pop it back here so you can admire it too. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Oh, I hope you can see it. Let me put it over here. There we are. Isn't that amazing? I love it. It fits across like a twin bed. It could be bigger. I love it so much I could have made it bigger, but it's just right for like sitting on a bed or a sofa or a chair and having like a blanket on your legs. Do you know what I mean? To like wrap your feet in and admire and feel great. So that blanket makes me so happy. Like, so happy. So I didn't want to join in the green. I wanted to join in the white. That was a mistake. Loved it. The border worked out so great. Loved it. So happy with it. And now I'm going to put it on something forever, like my bed, and just admire it because I'm right into it. So that will be a written pattern and tutorial coming out. I'm going to be doing the blanket separate. That is continuous join as you go. So you can follow that tutorial along to join any granny squares up continuously. So one tail to start, and you go all the way around, and one tail to finish. So 2 tails to sew in for joining up all your granny squares. So I'm going to join up my sunflower granny squares, but you can use that tutorial for any granny squares at all that you want to join really easy and fast, and I'll do it step by step, so don't be scared or worried about the continuous part. Lots of people are freaked out by it, but once you just follow along and go step by step, you're like, I have to join all my granny squares this way. It's so much easier. So I'm going to walk you through that on the weekend, and I can't wait to share it with you. After that, I'm going to do a tutorial for the border because I want you to also know that this border can go on any granny stitch or any drunken granny stitch. It can go on any set of 3 stitches. So anything with a 3 repeat, you can use this fabulous border for it. And I think it's really great for granny squares because it adds a little bit of sparkle and interest and fun, but it doesn't take away from the beauty of the joining and the granny squares and all the intricacy inside the blanket. It just kind of adds to it. Plus you get that size. So I'm right into that. That will be coming out in a separate tutorial also. So that's my finished object. I'm so happy about it. Before I jump into WIPs, I want to say a big thank you so much to all of the family channel members. Thank you so much for helping me make more videos. And the family channel members are Kim, Mama Hodge, Claire, Leslie, Narelle, Marie, Cindra, Caroline, Donna, Tracy, Carrie the Yarny Elephant, Crystal, Kathy, Friendly Crochet Creations, Lynn, Lori, Yolanda, Ryan, Stephen, and Valerie. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for being a family member. And if you are thinking about joining the channel, you just hit that button under this video right now. It says join and just select your membership. They all have different perks. The best part about being a family member is we get a private 15-minute video call every month, plus we're on WhatsApp together. So you can send me pictures of what you're working on or your yarn hauls, anything fun like that, how you've set up your craft room. So it is really fun. So thank you to all my family members. Mwah! I love you. Now it's time for Works in Progress. A tulip stitch blanket. Isn't that so cute for spring? So I thought, oh, let me start one of those. It'll take so long. It doesn't actually take that long. What does take a bit of time, I'm using a 5mm hook because I want some good definition in those cute little flowers right there. I don't want them looking like big loopy lacy things. So I'm using a 5mm unintentionally. I think I just grabbed it from my temperature blanket WIP and started crocheting. Then in the morning or in the middle of the night, I went to go crochet again. I'm like, why is there a 5mm hook? I should be using a 6. Anyway, I'm using a 5, but then I do actually like it. It feels nice and solid, and it lets the flowers be a bit loopy and lacy. So, or at least the grass underneath them. Oops. So I'm trying to do one row, like one set. So one set of flowers every night, but it's not really working out. I'm like halfway. So maybe I should just work on it a little bit every night. So that is a WIP that I'm really enjoying. And also a temperature blanket update. I haven't worked on it too much since our live. We did a temperature blanket catch-up, so that's the last Tuesday of every month. So we did that at the end of Jan. I've done a couple days since then. It's still been so hot. It's literally been in the 30s, so I have not been too inspired to put more rows on it, but I will. But I wanted to just show you those gorgeous colors. Isn't that just working out so great? So if you haven't been watching for very long, I inverted the colors for my temperature blanket. Instead of using the blues and purples for cold, I'm using the blues and purples for hot, and then the pinks and oranges for cold. So loving it, and just based on where I live, this should be most of the colors. Well, this shouldn't be. My blanket should pretty much be these colors over here. Mid to high 20s is where my blanket should be. We are getting exceptionally hot weather lately, so I'm getting a lot of those purples, up to 32 even. I'm so happy with these colors. And now it's time for Tip of the Week. Tip of the week is a great way to keep your blanket in shape so your crochet blankets don't all go wavy and floppy on the edges. Let me show you how I do it. I start all of my borders this way, no matter what border I'm putting on. I always do this first round. So insert your hook into any corner space. Loop of yarn on your hook, bring it through, slip stitch, drop your tail, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Into the next space, 1 single crochet. Chain 2 into the next space, 1 single crochet. If you are making a border on a blanket that isn't a granny square, like a drunken granny or anything like that, any of the tipsies or sobers, I do the exact same thing. I just work in between those shells, and I still do a row of chaining and single crochets that matches the stitch count. So a chain 2 and a single crochet is still my regular 3 stitches from my granny shells. It is a bit tight. It will curl up like this, and it'll feel really tight, but after you work into it with your border, it lays nice and flat, but it does keep the edge snug, so it doesn't get all like stretched out when you go to lay it out nice on a bed. These rows of chaining and single crochet really help keep your blanket in shape. So I hope you enjoyed that tip of the week. If you have a tip for me, let me know in the comments under this video. So I hope that helps you keep your blankets nice and flat. And now, news of the week. It has been so hot. I'm probably like glistening right now. It's sweat. It's hot. It's like 30 degrees in here. In the morning when we wake up, I open all the windows like as soon as the sun rises, open the windows, open the doors, try to put some fans in the doors, get some cold air in here. It's already 20 degrees outside. That's the coldest. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I'm not complaining. I'm going to be freezing soon enough. So I still love it. It's still great, but ooh, it's hot. And Valentine's Day is coming up. So excited about that. Flowers. Everybody making flowers for Valentine's Day? Of course you are. They're so great. I also put together a little video for Friday of things you can crochet for Valentine's Day. Last minute, super fast, super fun, little bits of yarn, like really fun projects. So that video will be coming out on Friday, same as our usual time. So keep your eye out for that. And if you have any ideas or suggestions or favorite projects that you crochet for Valentine's Day, tell us all about it in the comments under this video. I would love to hear all about it. What Valentine's Day is for me, it was my grandpa's birthday. So it's kind of like, oh, it's grandpa's birthday. So I'm not totally into like the whole, gushy date romance stuff, but it was my grandpa's birthday, and we all know, love you, Grandpa. Now, if you want to win a free pattern, this is how you do it. First, you have you subscribed to this channel? Go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Yes, you have to be a subscriber of the channel, and then you have to answer question of the week. Question of the week is, what is the strangest place you have crocheted? What is the strangest place? So we asked this a few years ago. The answers were hilarious. We got funerals. We had like all sorts of crazy places. I think, let me see, the craziest place that I crocheted, well, definitely like in traffic jams. Like, when you're stuck in traffic, I'm like, do, 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 do. It really helps you like ease the road rage because you're not wasting your time. You're being like so busy. Not that that's the strangest place. Obviously, doctor's office. Every time I take the kids anywhere I go, I usually keep some crochet in my handbag. Or no, I don't even do that anymore. I just bring a WIP basket with me. I'm just going to be honest. I take one of these, usually this size if I'm staying in the car. So I just take one of these, plop it down in between the seats in my big old van, and I just crochet straight from my WIP basket. When I'm done, I just take it right back into the house. If I'm going into a facility, like a hospital or a waiting room, something like that, I take a little WIP bag. Thanks, Mariska. She sent me a gorgeous one. I take Mariska's WIP bag and I put my project in it with my hook, and then I just crochet straight from my handbag, but I have a WIP bag inside my handbag just so I'm less obvious in public. But you tell me your strangest place. I guess I haven't crocheted anywhere strange. You tell me your strangest place in the comments under this video, and next week I'll be picking a winner who's a subscriber of the channel and answers the question from the comments down below. Now it's time for Stack in the Back. Yay, I can't wait. I love it. We have such a good stack. It's this stack right here. See that stack? Sweaters that I can't put on, I'm too hot. All sorts of goodness in there. Oh my God, I just started sweating thinking about it. I'm gonna hold them up for you, but they're right there. Let me grab that stack. That's a good stack. This is a doozy. I could just hang out here. We could have conversations. We could talk. So, what's your name? How long you been coming here? Haven't seen you here before. Come here often? Okay, starting at the top. This gorgeous beauty, this is such a great scarf. I actually made this to wear because it was cold. So this is a one ball scarf made with the coronation stitch. So you do little heads and then you do a little crown. You do it like a row of heads, a row of crowns, a row of heads, a row of crowns. So it's the coronation stitch, easy 2-row repeat. And that is, I want to say probably 200 grams. I don't know. What color was it? Oh, it does look like it. So this beauty, and it's long enough, I'm gonna be sweating. I'm gonna be dripping. It's long enough to like loop through like that, like the Seinfeld way of doing it. So I love it. It's really good for winter when it's cold here. It's fashionable, it's warm, and it's really easy to do. So fast. This would be great to show you in cold weather, but this is the 4 squared granny. So it's 4 granny squares, 1 for each sleeve, and 1 for the back, 1 for the front, and then you just join as you go to make yourself a cute little sweater. I didn't even put extra sleeves on it or extra rows for the sleeves. It's like a cute little, what do you call it? Like a little crop sleeve sweater. Really cute. So that is the 4 squared granny sweater. There is a tutorial. This one, I wear this so much. This is like, it's washed, but it is so old, it is like grubby by nature. It's naturally grubby. This is my granny square cardie. There's like bits of tree in it. I ain't lying when I say I wear it a lot. So I'm gonna have to show it to you and like somehow dry up my face. So the great thing about this one, it covers your bum completely. And another great thing about it, you can sit on your sweater. Like if you're sitting somewhere in public, you don't have, like you can sit on your sweater. So it's like a safety barrier between you and the real world. It covers your bum. It's like bringing your own, it's like a blanket you can wear. It's a blanket with little sleeves. So this is, I don't know if it's written pattern, but it's definitely a tutorial. Look at those old aged sleeves. But I really do, it's a very practical sweater for what I want in a sweater, which is cozy, warm, casual, easy to put on. That's the one right there. Okay. Next, this is my poncho. Now this is not a written pattern and I really wish it was. So this is back from when I think I was still teaching classes and I wanted to make a poncho, but everyone else wanted to do like a different project. So I'm like, okay, well then they didn't need the written pattern because they didn't need to follow along. I just filmed it. And now I don't have a written pattern for it. I could go back and write it myself, which I guess I have to, but isn't that cute? And this is just with Kenyan acrylic, the nicest Kenyan acrylics that I could find, or the nicest colors. I'm gonna be so hot. Okay, hold on. I gotta show it to you because This one is so cool. So you can wear it two ways. You can wear any poncho two ways. Let me hop up, show it to you. So this is way of wearing it number 1. Isn't that absolutely fun? Like, to be honest, that's great. See? And this is way of wearing it number 2. So you can decide how you're gonna wear it. And it's really warm also. I like it a lot. I don't wear it that much, to be honest. I think because it's just so hot. Like the yarn, it's really thick and it's really heavy, and I just don't live in a place where I need thick and heavy ponchos. But if I did, I have one. It's gorgeous. Another poncho. This was my first one. Was this my first wearable? One of them. So this is a tutorial. And you can wear this a bunch of ways too. What I like about it, it's like a poncho, like a shawl, but you don't have to like keep pinning it over. So this one is great. You just make a big rectangle and then you stitch it together. You bring one end up to one side. Where am I showing you? Get up to it. Where is it? There it is. So you stitch it like that. So you stitch the side of your poncho to the end of your poncho, and it gets you a little triangle. So let me pop this one on and I'll show you this one. So this is version number 1. So nice little cowl at the neck and a little point at the back. It goes down. Or you can wear it sideways, so one hand out and one hand holding your wallet underneath. This is also a really quick pattern because you do a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and then a row of single crochet. So you don't have to do all of your stitches. And it's a bit, you get a bit of air conditioning. You don't get like locked into a really hot sweater because air still does get in there, even with the acrylic yarn. Oh, I also had a question. How do I find the things you have in stack in the back? Like, how do I find those patterns? So this is how I do it. I go to Google and I say Stripey V Poncho Secret Yarnery, and I let Google find it for me. It should show up on the tutorial should show up, and also the written pattern if it's a written pattern. So that's how I do it. Just search for the title of what the project is and also add in Secret Yarnery. Oh, this is so cute. This is my very first oyster shell scarf back when I was knitting. I used a crazy yarn that I liked, but I did a fancy stitch, so you can't even see the fancy stitch. But it was the first one I did. This is literally 20 years old. I love it. I never wear it, don't get me wrong. I could though, it has nice colors. Look at those colors. So that is the oyster shell scarf. This is my hug shrug. So this is a Mobius. I have not sewn in my tail, so I have to show you the other way around. Now, what I didn't like this one is the yarn. It was back in the day when I'm like, everything's better in cotton and everything's better that's not acrylic. No, this feels like a washcloth. It doesn't feel great. I have a much better hug shrug in the back in acrylic yarn, like cheap and cheerful acrylic, that I like a lot better. But the gist of it is this crosses over in front of you like a little Mobius, like a little hug. So it's cute. This is like flashback pile, I'm telling you. This is my first infinity scarf before I knew how to fix a tight chain. See that? Yep, my chain is so tight. So tight. Even if I pull it, it cannot match the bottom of the scarf. So this is my very first one. I did like the colors a lot. I think those colors are so wearable and so nice. Also, this is just Kenyan acrylic, cheap and cheerful. But I don't wear it at all. Oh, this is practical. So this is the same as my grubby old sweater from down there, the first stripy one, so grubby. but just in blues. So the same bum cover sweater that goes under, it hugs your bum, but in blue. I don't think I can put it on. I think I even have sweat at the back of my neck. Okay, no I don't, but I feel like I could. Can't put it on. Same kind of style as this stripy one that I showed you. So it's just a big granny square that you put sleeves on and a collar. That's a good one. Is that it? That's it for stack in the back? I thought there was more underneath there. That's sad. Hi, stack in the back. So what was your favorite part of stack in the back? I think my favorite was finding this navy sweater because that is done and wearable and I forgot about it. So I'm glad that one's there because now at least I know I have a great sweater to wear if and when we get our cold weather back. Okay, come on, gorgeous stack. Let's go back to the back. That is so cute. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So tell me if you like that in the comments under this video, and I'm waiting for you in that video right there. Stay hooked.